Have you ever wondered how to get in touch with people who you admire without being pushy or looking ridiculous? I did. When I was in high school, I always wanted to meet new people, exchange ideas, and build connections. But I was too scared to reach out to them. During uni, I attended lots of conferences and I had the opportunity to speak with inspiring people. Yet, I didn't dare say a single word. Imagine that you're at an international conference and you spot a speaker that you admire. You want to talk with him, but a lot of questions comes to your mind. What if I bother him with all my questions? What if he wants to be left alone? What if my questions are silly? What if my English is not that good and I look awkward? Well, that has already happened to me many times. I was in many places where I could exchange with cool people, and yet I kept my mouth shut because I didn't know how to reach out to them. But that changed when I started my entrepreneurial journey. Once I became a CEO and part of the French startup world, I realized that there is something that could help me to build fast connections and grow my business. That something was networking. I wanted to be a successful entrepreneur. I wanted to have a successful business, so I had to put myself against the wall and I pushed myself to exchange with people as a way to learn from them. Because it doesn't matter if you're working in marketing, growth, sales, or even if you're Elon Musk, getting in touch with people and building relationships makes you even better at what you are doing. Just imagine that you have problems with your car. You investigate the issue, but you don't find out the cause. Since you know that your neighbor is a car fanatic, you ask him to take a look at your car and he finds the issue within a minute. That's exactly how networking works. It allows you to find the right person that could help you to unlock your problems within a minute. There is a 99% chance that others have already solved the problems you have, so why not use networking as a way to show you how to find the right people to network with, or the good neighbor who solves your car's problem, and what message is the best to get in touch with them. I've tested all these strategies for more than 5 years and I have met lots of people who helped me grow, so I bet my networking secrets will work for you too. Don't hesitate to subscribe to the channel and press on the bell to receive a notification each time I post a new video. 3 years ago, when I started lemlist, I had no entrepreneurial experience and networking helped me to learn how to do business. I remember that I was so excited to discuss with others that I was like a sponge while meeting people. I was absorbing their stories, their tips on how to become successful, and the most important thing was that I always paid attention to their fails to make sure that I will not do the same. Since networking helped me a lot, I want you to become a pro in networking, so here are my secrets and the steps I have done to get in touch and finally meet incredible people in the past few years. CRUNCHBASE is a huge database with lots of tech companies. If you're in the tech world, this is the cool place to be. Since lemlist is a software as a service, I went on this platform to find relevant companies and relevant person I could network with. Here's how I use CRUNCHBASE. Next, you can access a list of companies during the free trial. I advise you to either subscribe for a free trial and export your list of companies, or find alternative options to find SaaS. As you can see here, you got a list of hundreds of really interesting companies that you can network with and that are in similar area than you are right now. I can now search on Google SaaS startup in Paris, and the first result I see is basically a list of SaaS startup in Paris. Here, as you can see, I've got a list of hundreds of SaaS startups with cool startup where I can access all the database, and on Google, I hear another 100 lists of companies that I can basically start targeting. Cool companies such as, for example, like Spendesk. Starting from these companies, I can search on LinkedIn for the right people to get in touch with. So based on this website, I'm gonna spot Spendesk, cool SaaS company based in Paris. As a CEO, I'm looking to connect with either CEOs, VP sales, head of growth, or head of marketing. Second step now is to go on LinkedIn. So here on LinkedIn, I'm just gonna go and search for Spendesk. From the LinkedIn page, I can essentially find all the employees and spot the ones that interest me. For example, here, Rodolphe is the CEO. So let's visit the profile. So for this, I will use Call CRM in order to find out Rodolphe's email address. Call CRM is a Google Chrome extension that will allow you to find anyone's email address from their LinkedIn profile. So here, I simply have to click here and I have the email address of Rodolphe that I will get in touch with. The next step is Google Spreadsheets. Once I get the email of the person I want to get in touch with, I create a Google spreadsheet with all the information I got about Rodolphe, and in this case, I would create 4 columns. First name, company name, email, and icebreaker. So what I'm gonna do here from now is copy the email, open a new spreadsheet. So if you wanna create spreadsheets in a fast way, the only thing you need to do is type sheets.new and the spreadsheet is created automatically. So first column, I'm gonna put email. So here I just can copy paste what I've just, the email of Rodolphe. First name, Rodolphe. Then I'm gonna put company name. I'm gonna put Spendesk. And here I'm gonna add what we call icebreaker. So the icebreaker, the goal is to really highly personalize one sentence that will show that you actually care about the person you want to meet and that you've done your research prior to reaching out to them. A personalized email or message has more chances to be read, and it also shows that you put effort into your approach. For example, here, something that I could write for Rodolphe is, I have kept an eye on Spendesk adventures since the start of eFounders, and I'm a big fan of what you guys are doing. I'm often exchanging with Jeremy, the head of growth, and I'm happy to see that everything at Spendesk is going well. This is my icebreaker. I referred to another person in the company. I just showed that I did my research and that Spendesk started like a long time ago in a startup studio. By doing this, I'm really trying to build relationships in order to show that I care and that I want us to meet. The next step is to do this on 20 to 30 people. It will take you about like 2 hours to do this, but this is the best way to get started with your campaign. Because I don't want to do it right now during the video, I'm just gonna export this, but you should fill in everything into your Google files. So from there, you just click on File, then go to Download and download as a CSV or comma separated values. That will allow you to use it into a new tool that will allow you to automate everything. Now I'm going to use lemlist to automate the outreach. The reason why I do this is I prefer splitting my day into researching the person I want to reach out to and then automate the sending and also automate the follow-up, but we'll see that in a couple of minutes. So I'm just going to click on new campaign here. I'm going to call this networking. Then I'm going to click on next. Then here I'm going to upload the CSV. I can drag and drop here. As you can see, lemlist recognizes automatically all the field. Icebreaker is icebreaker normally. Then I will start creating my sequence. And here I need to configure it. I can do pretty much anything I want here, from LinkedIn message to emails, but we're gonna keep it simple with a blank email. The subject line needs to be quite intriguing. Because it's networking, I will use just coffee, then question mark, but you could use things like lunch question mark or networking question mark, simple words that would trigger the curiosity of the person you reach out. The first thing I would type is here the icebreaker. So here I can add my custom variable, and I'm just gonna add the icebreaker here. Here is my first email. The icebreaker will be replaced for each person that I want to reach out to, so one single personalized sentence at the beginning of the email. Then it starts with, I was curious to have a chat with you regarding growth and acquisition, as I think we have a lot of synergies. Here again, I don't introduce myself. I just think that, it's better to be very evasive in what you're doing. Triggers curiosity, because whenever you're reaching out to someone, they see your name, they see your company name, so they can do the research themselves. And once they know who you are, and if you reach out to them as if you were reaching out to someone you know, it kind of like start building that rapport and build that relationship from the start. The personalization sentence is also something great that shows that you care about the person you're reaching out to, and it will skyrocket your open rates. Here I say, would you have 10 minutes to chat this week? The idea with 10 minutes is that everyone has 10 minutes to spare in their week. So the goal of this call to action is to make people answer yes. If people find you interesting, they will stay with you much longer than 10 minutes, but the idea is just to get that first yes. And that first yes is the start for the relationship you want to build. The second thing is to add a new step. Ideally, people will reply to your first email, but the truth is we receive hundreds of emails every day, and follow-up is the most important part of launching campaigns. Because it's a networking campaign, I usually do only one follow-up because I don't want to push and be pushy with people. So the thing I usually do is add a couple of days or 3 days, and I tend to do this during the weekend. So I will launch essentially my campaigns on, for example, Wednesday, and then I will send a second message on a Saturday. That's important, and you're gonna understand why in a second. Essentially, you leave the subject line empty. That way, your emails will be threaded, meaning it will look as if you were sending it from your email account with a threaded message. Message is pretty simple. If it's too complicated for you during the week, we can do this during this weekend. This is my number in case you're up to chat. And then you put your number, and then below it's sent from my iPhone. It looks as if you were sending it from your iPhone as a normal follow-up, and you offer time during a weekend. Because I'm reaching out to CEOs or VP or head of, I know that sometimes they really answer to their email on the weekend. Even though if I know that very few will actually take a call on the weekend, it's still a great way to catch their attention and then schedule for later a networking event. Then you're gonna click on next, and this is the schedules. So for schedules, what you want, you're gonna just take your local time zone, and here you wanna make sure to click and check Saturday and Sunday, just to make sure that your emails will be actually sent during the weekend. Then you're gonna click on next. Then I'm gonna select an email address and put my guillaume@lemlist.com, and then I'm gonna create the campaign. So first I can see the photo of Rodolphe, and I can see how the message will look like. As you can see, all the variables have been replaced, and the icebreaker have also been replaced here, so I have kept an eye on Spendesk Adventures in the start of eFounders, etc., etc. And if you have many leads, for each lead, the personalization sentence will be replaced and your follow-up will be sent if you don't receive a reply. You will also be able to track who has opened, clicked, or replies to your campaigns. Here, it's a campaign I've launched recently, and as you can see, I've got almost 90% open rate, 18% click rate, and 35% reply rate with an interest rate of 27%, meaning that I booked 7 meetings by reaching out to about 25 people. For me, as a CEO of Lemlist, I would say that in less than 3.5 years, we've reached $8 million in annual recurring revenue without raising money. My advice is to adapt your approach to your current post and give a bit of context so that the person will receive your message, understands why you decided to get in touch with them. I actually launched a similar campaigns in the early days of Lemlist to get in touch with head of growth from startup in Paris. Here are all the metrics and how the campaign worked. Out of 32 people I've reached out to, I met with 11 people, and this campaign generated hundreds of thousands of dollars in terms of business. The idea behind networking is that you can contact people, you can exchange, and if eventually you feel that you can help them with the service or the solution that you've developed, this is a time where by building this relationship, people will want to work with you. Because in business, what matters is trust and relationships. I hope that these advices were helpful to you. Please let me know in the comments what you found of the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Click on the bell icon to make sure that you receive a notification when we put new videos live. Have a great day!